And if we find somebody who really has the goods, and they really have it, that's what we're here for. I mean, our business now. That's what I do. We don't do it just to come out, and take a trip. We come out because we're looking for talent. And we're trying to help those that really need help up and a hand up that maybe have no other means or way of knowing what to do. Because this is a complicated business. It can be. It's not as complicated when you're on the inside, but when you're on the outside kind of looking in and you don't know what to do or how to do it, this is what this seminar is about.
So let me throw out some contact information. Carla Johnson, Creative World Talent and Model at 406-855-2761. And I want to throw that out there just so we don't forget about it. But also I noticed that during part of the music industry seminar coming to Billings, Red Door Lounge on the 11th, that you have a no-holds-bar question and answer. I'm intrigued with that because to one who has ambition to be part of this industry, there are tons of questions, and it says there's no dumb questions.
No, absolutely not. Sorry, somebody's trying to call me. In this business, there are questions that people have, and for whatever reason they may be afraid to ask. And we just say that, look, there is no dumb question. There is no question that you should be afraid to ask. If you have a question, ask it, because chances are somebody sitting in the audience that has the same question, they're just afraid to ask.
Right.
And I remember as a young artist, going to some really being scared to ask the questions because I didn't want to be perceived as dumb, or how could I not know that?
Yeah.
But I found out that everybody in the audience wanted to know the same thing. So there are no questions that you should be afraid to ask.
Well, here's a question for you right now, Rick Stevens. So if I was a writer and I wrote a song, do you trademark songs, or is there a different term?
You copyright songs.
Copyright, okay.
Yeah, and that's a very good question, actually. It's protection of your songs. Songs are real estate. It's property. You own it. And so just as you get a deed on a house, recorded in your name, you should copyright your song. And the lyric being a copyright along with the tune and the melody. And those are copyrights that need to be done. And we're going to cover some of that if people have those questions on how to get their songs copywritten. And it's a real simple process, but it's for your own protection. And I can tell you lots of stories of people who haven't done that, and they've regretted it.
Yeah, I bet. That's why trademarks and copyrights, that's why they're out there, is to protect, like you said, our real estate, our property in this case.
Yes. Correct.
The Music Industry Seminar in Billings, Red Door Lounge, June 11th, and starts at about 9:30. People will start showing up early, I guarantee, and it goes into all day long into the evening. And I want to thank Carla Johnson at Creative World Talent and Model for giving me the lead to talk to you, Rick Stevens. And you've taught me a lot already in, 10 or 12 minutes here. So we're looking forward to your visit here in Billings, Montana, June 11th.
Well, I'm looking forward to coming up that way, and I will hopefully see you there and a bunch of your listeners. And please let us know if you've listened to this interview, that you heard us on the radio here, and we'd love to hear from you and know that we're reaching the people of Billings, and we look forward to seeing all of you up there. We really do.
Rick Stevens in Creative World Model Talents, coming up on June 11th at the Red Door Lounge in Billings. That'll be informational, and you should learn a lot. So check that out, and we'll have more with Rick Stevens coming up in the days coming up the rest of this week and into next week as well, to give you all the information again. Livin Large Larry Live, livinlargelarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, and all kinds of blinds and buildings, all kinds of blinds, mt.com. Temperature check in 54, about 80 today. Detailed forecast is on the way for you. The man with the most energy in radio commercials ever, it's Jay Johansson, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue.
655-3668, Larry. I tell you what, Larry.
Yeah.
I'm here to lay it out. Truth is the truth, and I got to come clean with everything.
All right.
You've heard me on the radio.
Yeah.
Doing my thing for 4 or 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue, 655-3668. That's my phone number.
Yeah.
Larry?
Yes, sir.
We're number one.
I know, you're number one.
We're number one. We're not number two. We're the #1 shoe store in Billings. If you want great customer service, if you want someone that's going to care how you feel, not next month, but in 3 months, you need to come to 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot, for top quality customer service. Larry, you know what we're going to actually do?
What's that?
You know what we're going to actually do?
Yeah,
I'm going to measure your foot. Yeah, I'm going to do something really crazy.
All right, yeah, crazy.
I'm not going to ask somebody their shoe size. I'm going to measure their feet. And then we're going to use this footprint technology. We're going to take the human element completely out of it, see what kind of foot you got, and put the exact kind of shoes on your feet that you need. And then not only that, Livin Large Larry, the best on the radio, we also got the Jordans. And I'm not talking the black and white Jordans that every shoe shop's got. I'm talking about the Jordans that everyone's waiting to get. In my store, right now, in my case, are the French Blue 12s that don't release until next week, and I got 72 pairs of them.
My notes say you're the Jordan expert.
I had to come clean.
The Athlete's Foot Billings on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot Billings MT. Check us out. Peace.
3839 Grand Avenue. On Friday, it's going to be a beautiful day in Billings, Montana. Just checking over the forecast, which I'll get to in full detail. I think you'll be pleased for a nice weekend weather forecast. LivinLargeLarry.com. And Livin Large Larry live here. Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, Montana. Away we go again. Worldwide audience. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. All kinds of blinds in Billings. All kinds of blinds. MT.com. Temperature check. It is 58 already this morning. It is remodeling time in your home or your office, and the windows are the most aesthetically pleasing area people look. The most important part of your home are your windows and your window treatments. All kinds of blinds and buildings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com with cellular blinds. The woven woods are available. Mini blinds of all sizes and styles and models. Talk to Bobby Gray at All Kinds of Blinds and ask about their security window film as well. All kinds of blinds and billings. All kinds of blinds, MT.com. If you're interested in learning the current value of your home, then call Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. 406-690-5902. Amber Gustanis. And her service area includes not just Billings, but Lockwood, Lowell, Joliet, Roberts, Red Lodge, Columbus, and more. Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers, 406-690-5902. And the Billings Morning News, first glance at that coming up, LivinLargeLarry.com. On TuneIn, smartphone app, and live on YouTube this morning, all the website there. Keystone Mortgage has moved to a much larger location. Keystone Mortgage is our underwriter for our replay of the show, our podcast. Keystone Mortgage, purchase, refinance, investment properties, second home, anything dealing with mortgages. You aren't just a number, you're our #1 priority. And that slogan fits. Keystone Mortgage Company, Keystone Mortgage, KeystoneHomeLoans.com. They are locally owned and operated, and you can search them out on Facebook. Just type in the keyword, the Keystone.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Outdoor Football League in town the rest of the summer here for several weeks in a row. Dalis, Saturday, home game. And log on for exact times and activities with the Billings Extreme. It's spelled Xtreme, by the way. BillingsExtreme.com and on Facebook as well. Looking through KTVQ.com, Color8.com, the Billings Gazette, last best news with Ed Kimmick. Gathered the first glance at the Billings Morning News. Billings police release information on a crash that occurred on Wednesday night when a driver hit a home and fled on foot in Billings. Sergeant Scott Conrad said the officers responded to the 600 block of South 31st Street about 8 p.m. after they received reports that a vehicle had struck a house. They were told the driver and passengers had fled on foot. When officers arrived, Conrad said witnesses pointed out the driver. He was detained at the scene. The driver's been identified as 34-year-old Vidal Paul Not Afraid. He was traveling eastbound on State, left the roadway on the south portion of the street, overcorrected, and sped north into the alley. Losing control again and striking the home. Not Afraid has been charged with DUI and other offenses. A Wyoming man accused of executing a prior couple and stealing their car as they attempted to help him will plead insanity at his upcoming trial. A notice of an insanity defense. The request for a mental evaluation comes months after Jesus Mendoza initially declined prosecutors' request for the competency exam. Mendoza is set to stand trial on June 13th on 2 counts of deliberate homicide, as well as 12 other felony charges for the 2015 slaying of Jason and Tana Sheen. Trial's coming up June 13th. A Lander man found guilty at trial of raping a woman at Ninth Point was sentenced on Thursday to nearly 2 decades in prison. Olaf Haugen was sentenced by Judge Susan Waters in the U.S. District Court in Billings to 17 years and 5 months in prison for sexual assault. Haugen was convicted by a jury back in December after the victim testified about a history of violent sexual attacks that spanned several years. Prosecutors described Haugen in court documents as, quote, a predator who has no respect for women. An alleged drug smuggling ring behind the bars of the Montana State Prison in Deer Lodge has resulted in 3 arrests. Cordero Metzger of Billings, Ian Barkley and Aaron Bernhardt, both of Deer Lodge, were arraigned on Tuesday, pleading not guilty to the charges. The 3 suspects are accused of conspiracy to possess and distribute meth and the narcotic drug Suboxone. Bernhardt is also accused of accepting bribes, while Barclay is charged with giving bribes to Bernhardt. Metzger and Bernhardt were released pending trial, while Barclay was detained. The FBI is looking into it. Park officials, Yellowstone National Park, they're now looking at the possibility of capping the number of visitors allowed into Yellowstone. Yellowstone is coming off of a record-breaking year last year, with even more visitors expected this summer in light of recent events where Yellowstone visitors are getting too close to wildlife. Some people with whom he spoke can understand the desire to limit visitors. However, as one of the most iconic national parks in the nation, many locals say a quota system is not a good idea. Others suggest instead of a quota, restricting visitors' access in private vehicles. Visitors would have to ride through the park in a shuttle. It's a technique currently used in Zion and Rocky Mountain National Park that seems to be working. A spokesperson from Yellowstone tells media that they're simply looking at visitor numbers and considering various options. So maybe a few changes to Yellowstone National Park if you visit the park this summer. Just be aware of that. And riding a shuttle through Yellowstone's not really the worst idea in the world, in my opinion. And the Billings Morning News First Glance from Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Football, outdoor football at Dalis here in Billings. And to check out Saturday's game and details of the events happening, log on to BillingsExtreme.com, Xtreme. Check them out on Facebook as well. And a very nice day today. From the Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, leading into the weekend. Here we are on Friday already. All kinds of blinds in Billings, all kinds of blinds. MT.com, already 59 this month. No disrespect to the industry, but there seems to be coupons for everything. And if you want the real coupon magazine, Hometown Values coupon magazine, a coupon book you can read, and practical on a morning. Hometown Values, check them out. Different Hometown Values magazines for each part of the city. Hometown Values, Billings and Laurel. Log on to myhometownvalues.com. Carrie's Massage Therapy has moved. Bigger, brighter location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. Carrie's Massage Therapy. For the whole month of June, since it's a busy wedding month, she wants to try and push the body wrapping. So here we go. The Beauty Mineral Body Wraps helps detoxify, shrink wrinkle sites, rejuvenate the skin, and help shrink skin cells. So because it helps shrink skin cells, you usually get about 1/2 to 1.5 inches off of any part of any body she wraps. So check it out. Body wrapping can give brides not only that little bit, but also the glowing, soft skin along with the peace of mind that look fabulous for their perfect day, their wedding day. Here are the price points. He wants to offer the body wraps all month of June long at $140 for a full body procedure. It's normally $175 with Carrie's Massage Therapy. So $140 the entire month of June. Again, normally would cost you $175. This is not a walk-in service because it's a lot of prep work, and calls go out that morning to confirm the appointment. She also wants to run a small little massage special for you all month. Get $10 off any 30, 60, or 90-minute massage at Carrie's Massage Therapy for the month of June. 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. It is Carrie's Massage Therapy.
Livin Large Larry Live.
All kinds of blinds and Billings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com. The quickie weather check could be a nice day and a great weekend too. Check it out. Expanded look at livinlargelarry.com. All kinds of blinds. Temperature check now at 59. And what is going on around town is courtesy Mansion, and I'm proud to say that I'll be DJing that event. And it starts off with a pancake breakfast on Saturday morning to kick off Springfest, and then it runs all day till about 4 on Saturday afternoon. Springfest at Moss Mansion. Also, the Luminaria ceremony for Relay for Life is an important part of the event coming up on July 8th. This year's Luminaria co-chairs are doing everything they can to increase exposure and awareness to honor those who have been touched by cancer. And if you'd like to purchase a luminary, you can do so at YellowstoneRelay.org. YellowstoneRelay.org, or you can stop by the American Cancer Society office, 1903 Central, where photos can also be dropped off at that time for the luminary bags. They're $10, and luminary photos are $25 to get that all put together. Again, all for Relay for Life coming up in July 8th for that. Also, what's going on from BighornInspection.com. Every day, kids in Montana go without meals, and for many of the meals they get in school are all they have. The Billings Public Schools summer lunch program has been serving kids meals during the summer months for over 20 years now. This is the last day of school for Billings kids, and the lunch program dates have been released. The main program starts on June 15th and runs through Monday through Friday until August 12th. So it starts on June 15th, runs through August 12th, noon to 1, Monday through Friday at these parks: Pioneer Park, Central Park, also South Park, Gorham Park, Crow, Arrowhead Park, Castle Rock Park, and North Park. So make note of those. You can also click on the links available through color8.com, KULR8.com. And in addition, the YMCA has their lunch programs as well, July 5th through August 5th. And again, check the links out for more details on that lunch program for the summertime for kids. That's a glance at what's going on around the Billings and surrounding communities. What's going on is courtesy of Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical and Refinery Inspection, BighornInspection.com. Follow the story of N2 Cryotherapy in Billings at their website as well, N2Cryo.com. There's videos, there's information on what cryotherapy as a health component in your life is all about, and more, and also information about N2 Cryotherapy, giving you the opportunity to be the best person you can be this year with athletic recovery. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West in Billings, Suite number 4, and N2Cryo.com. New season, new haircuts. If it's time, I get my haircut every 6 weeks from Jim and Austin's Barber Shop in Billings Heights at 2225 Main Street in the Heights. The best $10 haircut you'll ever have. And Jim and Austin's Barber Shop, they're trained to be barbers. Basic haircut, $10, 10 minutes in and out. Jim and Austin's Barber Shop, 2225 Main in the Billings Heights. Proud supporters of the Billings Wolves for 2016. And like them on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barber Shop in Billings Heights.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Keystone Mortgage has moved to a much larger location. Keystone Mortgage is our underwriter for our replay of the show, our podcast. Keystone Mortgage, purchase, refinance, investment properties, second home, anything dealing with mortgages. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. And that slogan fits. Keystone Mortgage Company, Keystone Mortgage, KeystoneHomeLoans.com. They are locally owned and operated, and you can search them out on Facebook. Just type in the keyword, the Keystone. Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, for Mayor Carl and Mayor Tom Hannell here. All right, Mayor Tom Hannell, City of Billings, and Mayor Carl, and hello, sir.
Good morning, Larry. How are you today?
Short work week. I'm kind of getting it all done, actually. But good news for the kids. School's getting out this week. Rose Park Pool should be open by June 8th. That's good news, huh?
That is the plan. It's going to be nip and tuck, but we will we'll have it ready, have it open, and be ready to greet all of those youngsters that are coming out to have a good time, yes.
Yeah, that pool area was devastated by a fire back on March 31st, $250,000 in damage. I'm glad they got to work on that. I mean, that's an icon for Billings, Montana kids.
You know, that pool is probably the heaviest used pool we've ever had in the history of Billings. South Park Pool has been around longer, but Rose Park Pool, because of the size and all the amenities, is certainly a very popular spot. Added to the nearby park and the other activities that are close by, it gets a lot of use.
When I bring this up, supplemental budget request, or I guess for short to be SBRs.
Yes. Larry, that's a very common procedure, practice, however you wish to look at it. Each and every year during the budget process, we obviously are presented with independent proposals from each department on their needs. And, of course, we review those very carefully. We try to be very cautious with the taxpayers' money. But during the year, there's going to be a need for changes. There's going to be projects that the cost of the project may go up and may go down. And that's just not very common, but it does happen. But just the same, those changes require approval by the council. They have to come to us, the same as all other budgetary matters, and that's called a supplementary budget request, a change, if you wish. This year, it's probably none out of the ordinary. It's about average for an annual comparison, and so that helps explain it somewhat, and as I say, it's something that's very common.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I'm thinking Mayor Hannell will know how to explain that, so nicely done. And in what aspect or what parts, when the City of Billings is mentioned here taking over the Babcock Theater next year, is that a plan that's been put in place that you've been working towards, or is something that just popped up on you guys?
Well, no, Larry, we knew back when we came to an agreement on private management a number of years ago that in 2017 it would revert back to the City of Billings. We had an agreement through the Downtown Business Association and the downtown partners in that they use some of the tax increment finance funds to help renovate in certain areas to get it up and operating once again, to make it safe from the standpoint of usage, and they've accomplished that, and they actually are staying quite busy. They have a pretty full agenda with different activities down there, so
Everything has worked precisely as we planned. Now it's time for it to be turned back over to the city, and that will be a chore. We've assigned an ad hoc committee to study the process as to how it's going to happen, who's going to manage it, and where we're at. And it's just in the beginning stages, but just the same, it is scheduled for next year, and when the time comes, we'll be prepared. I don't know if the city will be managing it, or we'll continue with private management, but we'll do what's best for the facility, for sure.
So is the Babcock related to the renovations that have been talked about at the Alberta Bear Theater?
No,
Okay.
Two different projects entirely. The Alberta Bear is city property. It's leased to the Alberta Bear in the sense of their activities, but also the symphony and their activities. So there is a lease, an annual lease. They manage it. They're responsible for all of the financials, the management, the care of the building, and all of that. So consequently, this is an effort on their part to raise the sufficient funds to expand the Alberta Bear. The main objective there is to make it so it's more user-friendly, ADA compliant, specifically with the restrooms, and to better serve the users. And their plans look very, very good. I expect it to go smooth. The one consideration is the need for a variance because the expansion will consume the sidewalk on 3rd Avenue North out to the streets. So it's going to make some changes there, significant, but I think it's all for the better.
All right, a couple light-hearted notes here, and your meeting with Donald Trump last week. Did you get to meet him face-to-face?
Briefly. Very interesting person, Larry. Full of a lot of wisdom, a lot of words, and he's shared quite a bit as far as his plans for the country. And if he's able to carry all that out and surround himself with the right people, so be it. I think that it would be good. But the election, as you know, is yet to come, and we'll let the voters decide who they wish to lead our country. But as I say, very interesting person, a lot of dynamic energy, a lot of forethought, and I'm pleased and honored to have a chance to say hello and to meet you.
Yeah, it was good to see you and Robin Hannell at the Trump rally last week, and it's one of those things that I went and covered for media, yes, but I went also because that'll be part of history, to be honest with you, down the road.
Yes, it will. The presidents that have visited Billings in the past years have all been very notable, and those visits have gone down in history. This one will, too. And so, good for Billings. We appreciate the attention. We need the attention, and we want to certainly be a player in the activities.
And Billings, Montana, America's best town from Outside Magazine. I've been following this for about a month now. We came from like almost last to first and won it all, Mayor.
That's the efforts, the interest, the people that reside in this wonderful city showing their concern and want to be competitive. And we competed with some great cities.
Mm-hmm.
The last one on the slate, of course, Jackson Hole is a wonderful place, but just goes to show what Billings has to offer, and we're getting the recognition we deserve.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the past contests for this Outside Magazine contest that Billings has been in, and Billings outdid two of the towns that I used to live in, both starting with B's, Boise, Idaho, when I was a kid, and Bend, Oregon, about 9 years ago, in between Billings jobs. So I lived in Billings, Bend, and Boise, and Billings, number one. Awesome.
Wow, well, there's nothing to be looked down upon. Both Boise and Bend, Oregon are wonderful places. Mm-hmm. I've been there, so I consider them very fair competition, and congratulate them for being in the running.
Yeah, that was a fun contest. Mayor Tom Hannell, Mayor Call, and we will chat with you next week. Thanks for your time, sir. We appreciate it, as always.
Yeah, absolutely, and with the Memorial Day just passed this year, as I've said time and time again, it's a time to reflect upon those that have given the ultimate sacrifice, but let us remember the military men and women and their families every day of the year.
Amen. And say hi to Robin for me, sir.
I will. Hello to wonderful Carrie also. Thank you.
We'll see you later.
Take care now.
Cindy Graff and her crew at N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4, is excited about the evolution and the growth of N2 Cryotherapy. They've been in Billings, N2 Cryotherapy, since last July, and business is growing. And as of right now, she's targeting athletes as in high school athletes or college or professional, for the wellness therapy out called cryotherapy. You can learn a little bit more about cryotherapy at n2cryo.com. N2 Cryotherapy, the only one in this region. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, suite number 4. Truly trained barbers, the experts at hair. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main Street in the Heights. I've used Austin as my barber at Jim and Austin's Barbershop for about 5 years now. The best $10 haircut ever. And 10 minutes, $10 in and out. You can get your haircut over your lunch hour. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights. Find them on Facebook. And proud sponsors of the 2016 Billings Wolves. Carrie's Massage Therapy has moved. Bigger, brighter location, 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. Carrie's Massage Therapy. For the whole month of June, since it's a busy wedding month, she wants to try and push the body wrapping. So here we go. The Beauty Mineral Body Wraps helps detoxify, shrink wrinkle sites, rejuvenate the skin, and help shrink skin cells. So because it helps shrink skin cells, you usually get about 1/2 to 1.5 inches off of any part of any body she wraps. So check it out. Body wrapping can give brides not only that little bit, but also the glowing, soft skin along with the peace of mind that look fabulous for their perfect day, their wedding day. Here are the price points. He wants to offer the body wraps all month of June long at $140 for a full body procedure. It's normally $175 with Carrie's Massage Therapy. So $140 the entire month of June. Again, normally would cost you $175. This is not a walk-in service because it's a lot of prep work, and calls go out that morning to confirm the appointment. She also wants to run a smaller massage special for you all month. Get $10 off any 30, 60, or 90-minute massage at Carrie's Massage Therapy for the month of June. 928 Broadwater, Suite 204. It is Carrie's Massage Therapy. Couponing is back, and how would you like to look at a coupon magazine that's larger than the palm of your hands? Real-sized Hometown Values coupon magazine. There's one built and issue out for your area in and around Billings and Laurel. Hometown Values. Shop the original. Inside, practical couponing. Hometown Values, and log on to myhometownvalues.com. Check out the new Heights issue of Hometown Values.
Livin Large Larry Live.
Our Billings area forecast from Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko and Billings. Catering and delivery, free delivery, even one sandwich. And ask about their catering packages. Top Sandwich Company, locally owned, Tucker Veldkamp, and a great crew at Top Sandwich Company. Again, across from Shopko in Billings, as we head into the weekend, not too bad. Between 75 and 85, maybe 90 by late in the weekend. Into the first part of next week, it'll be just about the same. Just beautiful weather in and around Billings, Montana. Forecast at livinlargelarry.com from Top Sandwich Company, locally owned and operated in Billings. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopko. We are visiting with Stacy Dreesen, Executive Director of Family Tree Center. Give us the address as to where you are, and kind of give us, Stacy, a background and like a mission statement, if you would, first of all, of Family Tree Center, if you could.
Sure. The Family Tree Center, we are at 2520 5th Avenue South, and our mission is the prevention of child abuse and neglect, and we've been doing that for 30 years in the community here.
Wow, how long have you been with Family Tree Center?
About 11 years.
Yeah, you're a hard worker. I see you all over town, and worked many events with you guys. You guys do good work. Did I catch you at the Montana Women's Prison, and you have an office there too? How does that all work?
We do. We coordinate the parenting program over at the Montana Women's Prison.
That's pretty cool.
8 different classes and groups over here, and visits, and all kinds of things to help the women and their families out, and yeah, we keep pretty busy.
You keep busy pretty much all year long. You're affiliated with the during the Christmas holidays. You do your big event there as well.
Right, the Festival of Trees. Mm-hmm. That'll be December 1st this year.
Make a note of that. December 1st. We're talking Christmas in June. I love it.
Save the date.
Yes, save the date. 4th Annual Family Tree Center's Island Adventure Run. This sounds like a fun event this weekend, Saturday.
Yes, it should be lots of fun. It's not your average run. It's an adventure run, so it'll be runners can go up, over, around, through natural and man-made obstacles, and there might be a little water, so you might get a little muddy. It's also a costume contest, so people wear their best island-styling outfits and come dressed in that. They can do it as an individual or as a team. And they can also bring their dog to the run and sign their dog up to run. And
it's at Riverfront Park then, right?
Yes, Riverfront Park.
Over this being the 4th year, so over the last 3 years, how has your events, the Island Adventure Run, how has it grown over the years into this year's?
It has grown. Each year we get a few more runners, a few more people that come out, and we always try to add some new things each year to what we're doing with the run to make it more fun and more fast.
Well, there's a lot of runs in and around Billings all year long, and they're all really good runs, quality, and I think they come back year after year for a reason. But I'm glad to see that the Island Adventure Run is not your typical run, so good work to your staff there. Way to think it through.
You bet. Yeah, we're trying to make it fun, trying to make it a fun time for individuals, but also for family. It's family friendly, and then it's also chip timed, so people can find out what their time is as well.
Oh, that's a good deal. So talk about some of your partners and sponsors, because it takes a lot of organizations to pull these events off.
Yes, we've got some awesome sponsors this year. We've got Eggert Engineering and the Downtown Exchange Club. Also, Dr. Janelle and Patrick Dewey, which Dr. Janelle Dewey has been very instrumental in starting the run for us and organizing it each year. We also have Hancock Enterprises, Russ Plath Law Office, Backcountry Chiropractic, Billings Clinic, and St. Vincent Healthcare, Osteo One, and then Time Out Sports, Sign and Design, and the Spoke Shop all help us out as well. We've got great sponsors, lots of community support for our event.
Boy, it sure does take a village. Those are some great names, and I'm glad to see that they've climbed on board. So on game day, this coming Saturday, for the Family Tree Center's Island Adventure Run, Stacy Dreesen with us. Give us the bullet points. When should runners arrive, or people that just kind of want to hang out at Riverfront Park? What's the times?
They can come starting at 7:45. We will have packet pickup and registration. So if you haven't registered yet, you can still register day of the run. And then the run starts at 9 o'clock, and then there'll be a free kids run after the 5K run is finished.
All right, and if people want to sign up today, can they go online somewhere, Stacy?
They can. They can go to runsignup.com and then find the Island Adventure Run and sign up that way.
All right, going to be a great event. And by the way, the weather forecast is going to be perfect. Count on it, because Ed McIntosh said it would be.
Well, and whatever he says goes.
He's pretty accurate.
He is.
He's pretty good at it. Stacy Dreesen, Executive Director of the Family Tree Center in Billings. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Ought to be a good event.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
A true coupon book, a coupon magazine, and it's actually the size that you can actually read through and see what's offered and see the prices. Practical couponing with Hometown Values Savings Magazine. And maybe you've seen it. It comes through the mail to your house. Don't toss it. There's the Hometown Values magazine for each section of Billings and Laurel. Look for it. Hometown Values Savings Magazine, and which recent issues have been mailed to you. Check them out. Give them a try. Hometown Values.
Jay Johansson with us, the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue in Billings. The Athlete's Foot, Jay.
Livin Large, Larry, the best on the radio. We are shoes no one else has. And I'm talking no one Livin Large, Larry, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking no one in Billings. I'm talking no one in Denver. No one in Minneapolis. No one in Seattle. We got it. Because my big brother, my owner, Intersport, check them out, largest sporting good company store in the world. They just happen to be out of Europe. Believe it or not, this planet is big. Check them out. Intersport. They got us the account. We're number one.
I wear the books. I wear the Jordan. My family shops the Athlete's Foot, 3839 Grand Avenue. Jay, thank you very much, sir.
Hey, Livin Large, Larry, keep it up. Go Billings Wolves. Love it that we got that football back in town. You need great shoes, you know where to come. 3839 Grand Avenue, the Athlete's Foot.
And the Athlete's Foot on Facebook, too. Don't forget about Facebook, the Athlete's Foot on Facebook.
The Athlete's Foot Billings MT. Check us out.
All kinds of blinds and billings, allkindsofblindsmt.com for a variety of blinds, vertical blinds, the Roman shades, the mini blinds, and ask about repair as well. All kinds of blinds and window film for security. All kinds of blinds, allkindsofblindsmt.com.
Look at state and regional news and sports. I'm Livin Large Larry. A Montana State prison inmate, a former inmate, and a former prison laundry worker have been arraigned on federal drug distribution charges that came to light during an investigation into drug smuggling at the prison in Deer Lodge. All three pleaded not guilty during their arraignments on Tuesday. The Montana Supreme Court has upheld the dismissal of an attempted deliberate homicide charge in a 2014 Livingston shooting case. The justices agreed with a district court judge who found the state hurt Daniel Colvin's ability to defend himself by releasing the victim's vehicle to him without allowing the defense to search it for evidence. The Montana Supreme Court has ruled that railroad workers can file personal injury lawsuits against their employers in Montana, even if their injuries did not occur here and they're not residents. A BNSF spokesman said the company is evaluating its options after the ruling went against the railway. Next school year, high school students in the Billings area will be able to earn college credit for some classes without paying tuition costs. Steve Bullock announced the one-year pilot program June. He's being accompanied by his running mate, Leslie Robinson. Officials with the Fish and Wildlife Service are seeking information on a dead grizzly bear found on the west side of Hungry Horse Reservoir last weekend. The bear was reported to the State Wildlife Agency, and wardens retrieved the grizzly. The great outdoors getting a little more high-tech as Yellowstone National Park has created an app to help guide visitors through the park. The app will provide information about visitor centers, dining and lodging, shopping and services, self-guided tours, also historic places and natural features. Users can also view an interactive park map that uses location services to show park visitors where they are at all times. Wi-Fi is a little bit sketchy up at Yellowstone National Park. You're advised to download the app before you arrive at the park. And in sports, the Golden State Warriors open the NBA Finals tonight at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers in a rematch of last year's championship series with the Warriors. They won in 6 games. The Cavs are slightly more rested than the Warriors, who were extended to 7 games before winning the Western Conference title with a Game 7 victory over the Thunder on Monday night. Michael Fulmer took a no-hitter into the 7th inning and completed 7 2/3 dominant innings to lift the Detroit Tigers over the Los Angeles Angels 3-0. The rookie right-hander did not allow a hit until C.J. Cron's broken bat single on a 98-mile-per-hour fastball with 2 outs in the 7th. He's 5-1. And that's the Billings Morning News. LivinLargeLarry.com. It's brought to you by Billings Extreme Semi-Pro Football Home Game Dayless this Saturday. Dayless Windies Field in Billings. Outdoor Semi-Pro Football. Extreme is Xtreme. BillingsExtreme.com.
From the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings, Livin Large Larry Live at livinlargelarry.com on YouTube Live. That's the podcast 24/7, just a little bit here. Also, we utilize for your smartphones, Androids, iPhones, the TuneIn smartphone app. And there's also just an audio player, all accessible through livinlargelarry.com. And what is going on around town from BighornInspection.com. Bighorn Inspection, Petrochemical and Refinery Inspections, BighornInspection.com. There's a movie coming up this Sunday, an entire event of the Babcock, and also dinner at the Shrine on Sunday, June 5th, about Benghazi. It's called 13 Hours, Benghazi. And we'll talk with Chris Courtlander all about the events coming up at livinlargelarry.com. All kinds of blinds and billings, all kinds of blinds, MT.com, not quite 60 now, 85 to 90 for the weekend, first part of next week as well.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
segments on Livin Large Larry Live, courtesy of Keystone Mortgage, across from the pub station in downtown Billings. Just have the ribbon cutting for the new offices at Keystone Mortgage on Thursday, doing a live after 5 with downtown Billings. Keystone Mortgage is a sponsor of our replays on the show. Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings, at the new location right across the street from the pub station. Ask about their new loan tracker. You can see everything, including rates, lock dates, personal notes, and documentation. It's private to you. The loan tracker through Keystone Mortgage Company in Billings, downtown.
Shadow Warriors Project fundraiser is coming up this Sunday, June 5th, and we have Chris Courtlander. Are you really the owner of Gary Owen?
I am. It sounds impressive, but
It does sound impressive.
It's a lot of work, though, believe me.
I did my prep work and thinking, wait a minute, I'm going to talk to not the mayor, not a governor of some state, I'm going to or a county commissioner of some county, I'm going to talk to the owner of a town, Gary Owen.
Well, the nice thing about that, I don't have to ask anybody to get the job done.
Yeah, that's because you have to get the job done.
Exactly.
Yourself. All right. So talk about the event in general, and then I'm going to get to a few questions for you. But give us kind of an overlay, an overview of what's going to happen on Sunday. This sounds really interesting.
Sure. This is a very unique experience for Billings and the surrounding community. Been working with Paramount Pictures for about 3 months, and we finally got a green light about 3 weeks ago to bring 13 hours to Billings for a private fundraiser to benefit Shadow Warrior Project.
So for those who don't know what 13 Hours is, it's a movie, correct?
13 Hours is purported to be the most realistic military movie ever produced by Hollywood. And it's basically the events surrounding the Benghazi Annex compound.
Which is still in the news, by the way.
Every day.
Yeah.
And that's the event where our U.S. Ambassador, Christopher Stevens, and 3 other people lost their lives when the private contractors from another compound just a mile and a half away couldn't respond immediately to their rescue. It's held at the Babcock Theater, downtown Billings, June 5th at 2 o'clock. We're doing a private showing that Mark Geist, one of the Benghazi private contractor survivors, is going to fly in, and he's going to do a 10-minute talk before the movie. He's going to be doing a book signing in the lobby at 2 o'clock. The movie starts at 2:45. We're asking for a $40 donation, and you can go to the website foreverahero.org, foreverahero.org, and order your tickets there or show up at 2 o'clock and we can sell you tickets at the door. But what's going to be really unique, Larry, is that we're having a private dinner afterwards at the Shrine Auditorium at 6:30, and that's where Mark Geist and Harry Bologna, a very good friend of mine that was a Navy SEAL Chief Commander, highly decorated, 22 years, and he was retired, and he decided to go back to work for one of our federal agencies as a private contractor. And unfortunately, last October, he was in Afghanistan on a secret mission and had his legs blown off. And since he's a private contractor, he's virtually a private citizen, not military. So he doesn't receive the same benefits as a military enlisted person. So all of this money that we're raising is going to go to Mark Geist's Shadow Warrior Project, but to benefit Harry Bologna. And he's also going to be there in person and give a talk about his experience and how this accident happened in Afghanistan, and he's going to talk about how great this nation is and how our freedoms are protected not only by our veterans and by our military, but by the private contractors, the military special forces that go back and still serve our country to protect our freedoms and the lifestyle that we still enjoy today.
The pictures you showed me before this interview started are telling pictures. Will some of those be available for viewing at the event?
Yeah, we'll have those there. I mean, we have some incredible pictures. The name of the book is 13 Hours in Benghazi. It's the inside of account what really happened during the raid. Is still on the New York Times bestseller, and then of course Paramount Pictures produced this movie, which is incredible, and we thank them so much because without their permission we wouldn't be able to do this fundraiser for the Shadow Warrior Project.
What kind of items will Mark Osgeist be speaking about at the Babcock before the movie?
Well, he's just going to give a brief introduction to the movie, what happened, and then afterwards at the dinner, he's going to do a Q&A, and he told me that he's going to answer every question asked to him.
No matter what?
No matter what. As we know, that there were some stand-down orders given where they could not respond to their comrades that were calling for help and to secure the U.S. ambassador. And we all know what happened, and we all know why it's in the news today. So Mark is a patriot not only then but now, because he's coming forward to tell the truth, really what happened at the Benghazi compound in 2012.
Is Richard Buck going to be part of the event?
Yes, actually, Bo is also a paraplegic SEAL that was in a horrible accident. He lost both of his legs. There's actually 3 paraplegic SEALs in the United States. 2 of them are going to be at this event.
That's huge. Absolutely.
That is huge, because they gave up a great part of their life forever for our freedoms. And this is a chance for Montanans to give back and to come and tell them in person how much they have contributed to protecting our way of life that we enjoy today.
What is the relationship with the Custer Battlefield Museum and Gary Owen in supporting the Navy SEALs?
Well, I have a good friend back in Virginia that got me involved with Navy SEAL and supporting their families for the last 4 or 5 years, and we've been a big part of that. We don't want to take any credit for that, but that's how I met Harry. I met Harry 3 years ago before this accident. And then we got a phone call one day that Harry was in a horrible explosion in Afghanistan, and he was flown to Germany. They didn't think he was going to live, and they flew him to Walter Reed, and now he's up and at 'em on his new legs and talking about how to protect our American freedoms. He has no regrets. He said that he would do it again. And for patriots like that, I mean, can you imagine being a Navy SEAL for 22 years, a commander, and then going back after you're a private citizen and risking your life?
Yeah.
So they don't receive the same benefits. So that's why we're doing this fundraiser. We're proud to have both of them all 3 of them actually in Billings.
It's really important.
Yes.
The movie at the Babcock Theater in the afternoon. Dinner planned at the Shrine that evening.
June 5th.
Yep.
Yes, and we're looking for a big turnout. Come support your patriots. That's what I have to say to people of Yellowstone County. This is your chance to come in person, shake their hand, and tell them how much you appreciate them. Get a photo op with them. Enjoy the movie. Learn what really happened in United States history. It's so important that we know the truth, and we're not getting this secondhand. We're not getting this from the press. We're getting this from one of the 3 survivors of the horrible raid that happened on 9/11 in 2012.
Chris Courtlander with us. And remember what he said. You said that every question will be answered.
Every question.
No questions asked. Questions will be answered.
That's correct.
All right. Big night, June 5th. Any contact details, websites?
Here's a phone number everybody should jot down.
Okay.
I'm going to give you my personal phone number if you'd like to attend the dinner or the movie. 638-2020. 638-2020. Again, please attend June 5th at 2 p.m. at the Babcock downtown.
Shadow Warriors Project fundraiser. And Chris Courtlander, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it.
Inspiring stories.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Our Billings area forecast from Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco and Billings. Catering and delivery. Free delivery, even 1 sandwich. And ask about their catering packages. Top Sandwich Company, locally owned, Tucker Veldkamp, and a great crew at Top Sandwich Company. Again, across from Shopco in Billings, as we head into the weekend. not too bad. Between 75 and 85, maybe 90 by late in the weekend. Into the first part of next week, it'll be just about the same. Just beautiful weather in and around Billings, Montana. Forecast at livinlargelarry.com from Top Sandwich Company, locally owned and operated in Billings. Top Sandwich Company across from Shopco.
Jeff Ewelt, Executive Director of Zoo Montana, and hello, sir.
Hey, how are you? Always good to hear you.
Yeah, it's been a while, and first of all, thanks for filling in on the field with the Billings Wolves a couple weeks ago. It was great that you did that.
Absolutely. I've always had that's such a fun gig, as you well know, and it's always fun to get in front of the crowd and get the crowd pumped up, so thanks for having me fill in for you.
Did you wear your hair red and black or not?
I did. I wore my red hat, though, and I think I have the same red shoes as you. I took advice from you, and I got the same shoes.
Good for you. So we both wear the Jordans from the athlete's foot. That's awesome.
That's right. There you go.
Did you make Harry make his hair black and red by chance?
I tried, but he was mortified, so he wouldn't let me.
Let's talk animals at Zoo Montana. And first of all, talk about the loss at Zoo Montana recently. That was sad.
Yeah, we did. We had a rough one. We had a baby three-horn sheep that was born, and sadly, it was born premature. And quite premature, and so we did everything we could to try to get her feeling better and get her healthy. But unfortunately, there's some times when those preemies, they come out and there's just nothing you can do. And sadly, she passed away. It was certainly a big loss for us, and one that we weren't expecting. So it's never easy to lose an animal, especially a baby like that.
Yeah, because it was in the news that it was born, and then it was in the news that it passed away. And you know, from a resident of Billings standpoint, I was touched. I was hurt by the story.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think a lot of people were. You know, and especially when it's a baby like that, right. And you know, it's a new life, and boy, it's a real bummer when something like that happens. And yeah, it was tough on my staff, and definitely not an easy thing, but certainly life and death, certainly something we deal with in the zoo world, and it was a sad one, that's for sure.
I want to talk about, and not so much animals just at Zoo Montana, but for what you do for a living day in and day out, you have to sometimes be shaking your head as to some of the animal stories, like was it the baby bison in the back of somebody's car because I thought it was cold?
Oh my gosh, absolutely, and yeah, just some of the decisions, and you know, people they in the back of their mind they have good intentions,
right?
But they just have to stop and think. You know, to think that a baby bison in Yellowstone is cold. I mean, that's what they do. That's what they are. They're built for that weather, and so yeah, we just try to do that and make sure people know to just think before you act. And these animals in Yellowstone, they're wild animals, and we just saw somebody get knocked over by an elk the other day.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and so just think before you act on some of these animals. And these are animals that just aren't going to hurt you. They could kill you. And unfortunately, it takes some of these just ridiculous incidents for people to kind of get that message, and it's striking to me.
Yeah, like
some of the things that people do.
Yeah, like the bison selfies. Got to stop too. Seriously.
Right, and I'm a guy that likes selfies.
Me too.
You got to be safe with them. Come on.
All right, so use common sense, and you really, if you look at all the stories out there about the bisons and all that, I'll bet 9 times out of 10 it's not Montanans, it's tourists. We have to kind of educate the tourists.
That just don't understand our wildlife, and I do give kudos to Yellowstone. They do the best they can to try to get the message out there, but you can only do so much. You have to have some accountability at some point for those individuals have to have accountability for themselves.
Cincinnati Zoo over the weekend, gorilla shot. Do you know the story? Yeah. Your thoughts?
Hey, I do know the story, and it's a tragedy all around. I will say that although it was unpopular, they made the right decision, and here's why. That gorilla, it's easy for people to see that situation and see that gorilla and think that gorilla was protecting that child, but he wasn't. That child was something new to him. He wanted a sort of dominance over that child. You could see it in his body language. If you know primates, he was tightening his lips. That's a sign that he was getting aggressive. And so that aside, whether or not he meant to do it or not, the way he was dragging that child, eventually what would have happened is the screams, everything that you heard in the audience that was watching this situation unfold, was going to agitate that gorilla. And he was going to drag that child, and eventually, even if there was no intent, that child would have hit a rock or would have hit a grate or would have hit something that would have either injured the child or killed the child. And as much as people want to say that wouldn't have happened, it would have. I mean, this is an animal that's got 10 times the strength of an adult male. This is a strong animal, and just by pulling that kid could do major damage.
Sure.
And so it was at the point where they had to make the decision, in a split-second decision, do you protect the child or do you protect the gorilla? And as endangered as this animal is, as beautiful as this animal was, you got to protect the kid. It's just, that's obviously what makes sense. And so they had to do it. And it was a tough decision. It's going to haunt those zookeepers for years to come. But it was definitely a tough one. But I truly believe it's the right decision.
Out of all of our national parks in the world and zoos across the country, I think the common sense approach has to play in here.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly right. And there's a lot of blame being put on the parents. What I will say is I certainly have kids. I know how fast they can get away from you. But what's I think important to remember is the Cincinnati Zoo is one of the best out there. They do it right. They're accredited. They are just a great organization. It didn't take seconds for that kid to get into the enclosure. It took a lot longer than that. And I will just leave you with that there has to be some accountability of how long this child took to get into that habitat. You got to be a little bit more watchful of children in these situations.
Let's talk some good news. I hear good news, and you kind of elaborate on the, do I dare call it an amphitheater at Zoo Montana, Jeff?
It's called Pavilion, and boy, we are so excited.
Yeah.
It's a special event pavilion, going to replace our tent. It's going to seat 250 to 300 people under a nice permanent structure on a concrete floor. It's just going to make the event situation here at the zoo that much better. We're just thrilled about it. It is a project that we have been dreaming of for 5 years, and thanks to EEC Construction and Engineering, they're making it happen labor-free. So we're just paying for materials and allowing us to be able to do it. Yeah, great partners improving Zoo Montana. I got to say, like I've told you before, since you've been the executive director of Zoo Montana, Jeff Ewald, you and your whole crew, your staff that you've hired, that you've put in place, you guys are dynamite. You guys are always positive and fun to be around. I appreciate that. I really do. It means the world to me to hear. And, we're certainly making progress out here. We got new exhibits going up left and right, that new playground's going on. It's unbelievable. The community support that we have received is mind-blowing. Still amazes me to this day. And we'll keep that going. Jeff Ewald, Executive Director, Zoo Montana. Always a pleasure to chat with you, sir. Thank you so much. And you the same. Have a great couple of days here. And we'll see you later on this summer. Looking forward to it.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Don Cantrell with us, and in a second we'll talk about the 37th annual Roaring 20s auction. Got a swap meet in Billings coming up this weekend. First of all, what group is putting on this fantastic event, Don Cantrell?
It's the Yellowstone Roaring 20s Auto Club out on 75th and Grand Avenue.
How many years have you guys been in existence together as an organization?
Well, we've been in existence as an organization for over 40 years. We've been doing this auction and swap meet for 37, I guess. Yeah,
37 years coming up this weekend. Set up the event this weekend and where it's at. I know it's in Billings, but give us some of the pertinent details, Don Cantrell, for the 37th annual Roaring 20s auction and swap meet Saturday and Sunday.
If you just come out Grand Avenue or come out King Avenue 64th and then turn towards Grand Avenue. I think the road is blocked on Grand, so best way to come would be up King Avenue and then to 64th. And there's signs that will show you how to get in. That's 7500 Grand Avenue. We have a clubhouse out there in a big building, and we do the auction and swap meet right out there.
So what kind of classic cars are you going to have out there? I mean, I know you can't give the entire list, but what kind of cars are you going to have out there that stand out?
Well, I just picked up a 1956 Chrysler New Yorker with 57,000 actual miles on it.
Wow!
And that's going to be in the auction.
Yeah.
We got a couple of old Model Ts that are going to be in there. We got some Corvettes and some really nice pickups, and quite a few Model A's, the older cars. So people that like to collect cars, if you're looking for something, come out there. And if you need a school car,
we also have some real low mileage cars, the 70s and 80s, that are going to go through.
Well, you know, and graduation actually just happened. So when I was a kid, I got an older model car for graduation, and you know, it helped me get through some of the dings and things as a first-time driver. So it's good to know that there are some other affordable vehicles out there. Who's doing the auctioneering for you this weekend?
Craig Gold has an auction company, and they've been there the last 3 or 4 years, and they're a real good outfit. They do the Billings Public Auction, and they also do an auction for us. And we have local people from the club that help out with the auction as well.
So the Roaring 20s auction, is that the event on Saturday, and is a swap meet on Sunday?
The swap meet starts actually Friday night.
Okay.
Goes through Saturday and Sunday. And the auction starts about 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. It'll probably go till 1:30 or 2. We have about 75 cars out there usually that go through the auction. And then we're having a great big swap meet this year. We're almost full up with the swap meet spaces. So if you want old car parts, or if you want antiques, or you want just about anything, they have motorcycles and stuff out there that sells at the swap meet. And that's a fun event too. And that goes on, you know, like I say, Friday night, Saturday, and a little bit of Sunday. Then on Sunday we have a free car show and shine. Part of the cars will be inside in the building, and part of the cars will be outside.
Well, I tell you what, Don Cantrell, with this, you chose a perfect weekend. If you look at the extended forecast from what Ed McIntosh has been saying, and this weekend coming up is going to be beautiful for your event.
Well, God has smiled on us the last 10 years. Had bad weather before or bad weather after, but here we go. It's going to be in the low 80s and 5% chance of rain. I think we're going to have a great weekend, Larry.
All right. So is there a place we can go for some more information on Facebook, or maybe an email address for questions, things like that?
Just go to the Yellowstone Roaring 20s Auto Club.com on the search engine, and we'll pop up. And the auction cars are actually on that website, so you can look at what cars they're going through. Most of the cars will be on there, but some of them sneak in at the last minute.
All right, and you mentioned the detour out there off of Grand. Get us to your to the house barn there one more time on the detour route.
Well, I would suggest going up King, Larry, to 64.
Okay.
And then you'll miss all that. Or you could go up Rimrock and then come up that way. And then just get out to Grand Avenue. We just got a car in just a few minutes ago, a 1925 Maxwell, and it runs and drives.
And that'll be on your website. We can check that out. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that's on the website. You bet.
Hey, what's some of the other events coming up this year with your group?
Well, we've got the All Original Car Show coming up July 16th. That's in North Park. That's on a Saturday. It's a one-day event. Okay. And that's free to the public and free to anybody that wants to show their car. And that's also on the website. If you type in Billy's All Original Car Show, that'll come up too. And that's a real fun event. And then we also take our cars to the nursing homes and assisted livings and have a little ice cream social with the folks there.
Yeah, I see you guys are always out and about. It's good to see Don Cantrell. You got quite a crew. Have a lot of fun this weekend. If I have a chance, I'll pop out there with my in-laws. I know my father-in-law is a car buff, and he'll be in town this weekend. I'll try to stop on by.
Well, we've got homemade pies out there. We got apple pie, rhubarb pie, blueberry pie. So if you're in the mood for a piece of pie there, you can buy. I'll buy you one.
That's awesome. Thanks, Don Cantrell. Have a great week, sir.
Thanks, Larry.